Thank you all again. And we are transitioning to a few demo sessions here. Selena, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Excited to have you on.
Thank
So
you.
much going on with Fullcast,
I
lots
know.
of acquisitions. Tell us what's new and super excited for this.
Yeah, we have a lot going on that's new. I'm sure, as many of you who follow us on LinkedIn know, we've made some acquisitions this year to round out our suite of RevOps management, and that includes a new commissions product that was super powerful beforehand and now baked in with Fullcast is really making an impact already for our customers, as well as some forecasting. And we've also got BI, so sales out of the box BI for sales, which is really completing our suite. So very exciting times at Fullcast.
Cool. Let's dive into it. So it's Appsta, Atrium,
Yeah,
and what
Apsta,
else?
Atrium, and then Commissionly, which is now known as Fullcast Pay.
Amazing. Let's see
Yeah,
it in
so we've
action.
got the Fullcast plan, we've got the performance, and the actual payout for sales reps now. So it's an exciting start to finish motion for RevOps leaders like the ones on this call today. So we're excited to share more. I know for today we want to focus a bit on the AI component of things, and it's an exciting thing to talk about, especially this time of year. Actually, we've all got annual planning on the horizon. I'm sure many of the companies on today's call have already started with annual planning, and so when we look at AI in the business space, there's a few key things that it's accomplishing, such as automating routine tasks to free up time for more innovation, smarter customer service, and more efficient operations overall. So Fullcast is really touching on a lot of those, but what we're going to focus on today is how we're helping with the annual planning and the performance of that annual plan. So as you all can probably relate, a lot of spreadsheets going on this time of year, tons of different versions. How are we carving? How are we segmenting? How do we optimize our addressable market? And so the area we're going to focus on today is that AI can make a big difference around smarter operations, automated tasks, and just a more appropriate approach to your addressable market when it comes to here's all the accounts and data we have in our Salesforce. Here are the sales resources we have. How do we make the most of these sellers and of these territories and accounts and balance them in a way that each of our sellers is going to be successful and meet the revenue targets that we're responsible for this year? And so what we find is a lot of people scrambling to get their data together, get the different spreadsheets going, the product overlay teams, the sales engineers, the SDRs versus AEs versus AMs, and it's a lot, right? And so that's an exciting area for me to see so much manual effort and so many months of planning going into. How can AI help there? And Fullcast really has a secret weapon that I'm excited to show you all more about today. So I'm going to share my screen here and let me know if this is showing up okay for y'all.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. So what you'll see Fullcast is doing is it's really outlining your addressable market. And you can see on the left-hand side that we take a hierarchical view to this. So everything rolls up to your total addressable market at the all companies level. In this example, it's about 178,000 accounts, but it'll look different for each company. Then how is it segmented from there? In this business example, we've got the different geographic regions, and within them, the different segments of those regions. So we've got Enterprise America, Mid-Market America, SMB, et cetera. And the way we're doing this is we want it to be very simple for a leader, a sales leader, a CRO to jump into the platform and say, how are we performing at the America Enterprise level? How many accounts even fall into that bucket compared to our total addressable market? So we've got about 7.6 thousand in the America Enterprise bucket. And we can go over to the targets tab and just keep a pulse on how are we tracking on our attainment levels. Seems like we're doing really well. We can click into those details and we know exactly what's happening here. If we want to look into a specific territory, we're making that easy for you as well, just to understand the number of tier A accounts, let's say, versus total accounts versus white space potential that lands in this person's enterprise territory. And you can always manage who's covering what in the coverage tab. So in this specific Enterprise 1 region, we've got the following folks, whereas at the Enterprise 2 level, we've got some different folks helping out. So it's a great and easy way to visualize how you've segmented out your go-to-market. And the power of this is that things change, right? So you put a beautiful plan together. Fullcast would actually help a lot, and I'll show you the SmartPlan, our AI component, in taking you from needing to do this in months to just a matter of minutes, where you say, hey, these are the parameters we have. Let's say, for example, in our business, we want to make sure all of our America Enterprise reps have an even number of Tier A accounts in their book of business, have an even number of white space potential, and maybe have an even number of accounts with over 1,000 employees. So instead of doing this manually over and over for each different rep and team, you just tell Fullcast these parameters, and then we are a managed package in Salesforce that does the math for you in just seconds. So we'll put out some ideal territories, and then it's up to you. If you want to move some things around, we're not trying to squeeze you into a cookie cutter mode. You're welcome to make some adjustments that maybe suit your edge cases. And then it's a very simple process. We're doing the updating of the account ownership, and we're making sure everything stays in balance. So not only is this helping from an initial planning component and making it very easy to collaborate with sales leaders and make good decisions, we're also helping you stay aligned. We're proposing some change happen. And so you can quickly jump into this difference tab. So let's say we've got a dot on Enterprise One in America, and we would go to this difference tab where Fullcast is going to let us know, hey, and sorry if, am I cutting out at all?
A little bit. Yep.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I think I feel it's a little better now. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So you can see here, I've jumped into this difference tab under the Enterprise One territory, and this is some of that AI in motion that we've absorbed your parameters around your go-to-market, and we've seen something change in the system or around your headcount. So we're proposing that the following accounts be moved from Enterprise One into these nodes over here. And so as a RevOps leader, you can have the permissions to actually accept these changes and make these changes, whereas maybe a sales leader can only propose them, and then it goes to the RevOps team to approve and apply. So what's nice about this is that we're ingesting your logic behind territories, and we're actually the ones that are keeping them aligned to your plan year round. So we're really taking this off the plates of RevOps and sales leadership to keep up with these things and make sure that everything stays in the right place and that your go-to-market is always balanced and always aligned with the metrics and parameters you had set in place. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how we get here. How do we even come to this? So let's jump into the edit bucket. So SmartPlan is our version of AI here. And we're not using machine learning or training our system using your data or anything of that sort. What we are doing is just applying rules that you've given us to an active set of data in real time. And so in this example, you would come in and say, hey, I'm building out the America Enterprise territory. I need 5, maybe I need 500, maybe I need 60, however many you need. And then you would get into the balancing criteria. And this is really where things start to get interesting. So you're just letting us know you don't want these accounts to get moved ever. Maybe if there's an open opportunity or something that suggests the account should stay with the existing owner, we will minimize disruption. Then you get into the parts where you tell us that we want to make sure everything is balanced by the sum of the white space potential in the territory. We want to make sure that everyone gets an even number of Tier A accounts in their book of business. And we also want to make sure there's an even number of Tier B accounts in their business. And you can continue to stack and layer these criteria until it's exactly how you need it to be. And then we'll even help you deal with the corporate families. How do you want to treat parent-child accounts? And so if we should keep them together, maybe treat them separately, or in certain cases, apply the logic. So what this does is it allows you to easily tell us the framework, apply it, we give you all the territories, you take a look, move things around if you like, or approve it, and then Fullcast will be updating the Salesforce ownership so that your book of business, your data sets in Salesforce always stay accurate. And it just really makes the planning and the actual alignment of that plan throughout the year much easier. So we're really, really excited to be offering this to our customers. Again, they're taking their planning times and their resources that are dedicated to annual planning down from months and hundreds of spreadsheets to just a couple of weeks, one easy platform to manage and collaborate out of. And it's a really exciting way to use AI for a typically more cumbersome and long process that companies have to deal with each year. Yeah.
Amazing session, Selena. We have a couple of questions here, and just a couple of questions pertaining to the acquisition. And people are asking, what's the unified vision for the combined platform post acquisitions?
Yeah, great question. So the vision is really going to be that you have this central platform that you're managing your go-to-market from. So it starts with, let's say, the annual planning process where you might take care of the management of accounts and the targets that are associated with these teams and territories. So that would all be built out in the Fullcast platform. You can even manage different product line territories or product line targets here. So if you've got some overlay teams, sales engineers, anything like that, you'll be able to manage those in here. We'll also help with policy management. So if you have some routing, like lead routing, contact, account routing, it's really nice to tie those to these territories we've built out because now anything new entering the system has rules to follow with our AI. So we'll move the accounts and the leads to the right person's name or territory based on those rules that we've set up. So very automated and easy way to consolidate off of different solutions like routing platforms, for example. Then we've got the commissions component here. So as these opportunities are getting closed won in these assigned accounts, based on the quotas and the commissions and the comp plans that you've got set up here in Fullcast, we'll help take care of the payouts to the reps. And we're also going to have the new additions, which come from Ebsta and Atrium. So we'll have some Power BI giving you learnings along the way about hitting your targets, where your team needs to perform better. That way, they're hitting the targets more, they're getting paid out more, and they can keep up with what they're getting paid out on. And we've also got the forecasting component. So in order to take these territories and what these targets are that we've got, what are we predicting and how are we going to land at the targets we've set? So it really completes the picture where you've got this one platform. So hopefully we'll come in and show it to you guys on the next session, baking in the BI components and the forecasting ones as well. And you'll kind of see it complete this picture where really we want one overarching system helping RevOps, sales leadership, CROs manage the plan to for performance to the payout.
Love the vision. And the next question here is what AI tools do you use internally? And what tools are you most excited about?
Good question. So we love a lot of things with AI internally. Obviously, we're leveraging Gemini in terms of a lot of content creation, stuff like that. But as a powerful one for me in sales, as a sales director, is the conversational intelligence. I think that's been super powerful for us to better understand our customers, relay their suggestions, their asks, their use cases to our product team. So we really lean on conversational intelligence and the learnings we get from all these conversations we're having. That's definitely been a very exciting one for me. And I would also say with just overall like Slack performance and just the communication between systems. Something I'm really enjoying with AI lately is the notifications I'm able to get as a seller. So leveraging changes in Salesforce, notifications that come to me. And I can't wait to show you all in a future call a bit more about Atrium, really just the BI side of it and just digesting all this information in Salesforce and telling me as a seller, where am I doing well and where do I need to improve? So I would just say the BI going AI based on business intelligence, the conversational intelligence, and overall notifications that are now being able to be fed through Slack and other communication systems.
Thanks again for the amazing demo, Selena. And where can our people go to learn more?
Yeah, so you can follow us on LinkedIn, Fullcast. We keep everything very updated there. You're welcome to reach out to me. It's selena@fullcast.com. And you can also go to our website. There are request a demo forms and things like that where you can easily come chat with us if you're interested in learning more. But yes, definitely follow us on LinkedIn. Reach out to me with any questions.